Hey, welcome to the Huntsville Hustle podcast. We're going to highlight the local small business owners in our area, but this month we're going to feature the local nonprofits that making a huge impact around our area. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't. Today we got one that's doing some crucial work that we need to come alongside with. We have Beth Johnson was here. She's a volunteer at the Harris Home for Children. She's going to tell us what they're all about and how we can help as well. So, Beth, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So maybe people have heard it, maybe they hadn't. So tell us what you guys do over there and who you serve.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Harris Home is a nonprofit agency in Huntsville, Alabama, and it is a full time foster care service center for boys right now, ages 13 through 18. And so, it is the only licensed emergency crisis center in the state. And so, when boys who are in a situation where they don't have a safe place to turn or go, that's where Harris Home steps in. And so, there's 24 boys there right now that we serve and love on, and there's staff members that are with them. But oftentimes these boys arrive in situations where they may only have the clothes on their backs. So there's a lot of needs to cover in those situations.
Wow. Yeah. Filling and working with teenagers, number one. Man,
Yeah.
with just filling all those needs or helping out with a second, it's just a crucial service. Like I said, it's the only licensed one around here.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing really important work. So let's take it back. So how did Harris Home get started?
Yeah. So originally it started with a woman named Chessie Harris. She was originally from Tuskegee, I think. And so she, at a young age, it sounds like developed a love for children in need. And during the Depression years, she actually took on children into her own home and brought them into her family for children who were displaced during that time. And so it continued to evolve and became Harris Home. So Chessie Harris is the original founder.
Yeah, man, people that just have a love for kids and just make it look at it. Years later, 60 years later, however long it was, still
Yeah,
going strong. That's amazing. So
absolutely.
can you share like a story or maybe a moment from over the years of your time with Harris Home that kind of really drives home the mission that you guys are all about?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's been people who've been involved with Harris Home for years and years. I've been more intimately involved lately. And so one story I would say that just happened a couple weeks ago is one of the boys at the home actually found out his mom had passed away, and they were not on good terms when she passed. And so he was really, really struggling. And we were loving on him and talking to him. And he said, I just really, I want to write a song about this, but I don't have a guitar. And he loves to play the guitar. And so just a quick outreach, some people delivered. We were able to get him actually a really nice guitar the very next day. And so getting out of my car and pulling out this guitar and seeing him in the front lawn, his face was priceless. And he kept pointing to himself. He was like, is that for me? Like, is that mine, before he got too excited? And so he hugged me so tight. He would not hug me the day before when he found out his mom had passed. He didn't want to be touched. He didn't want to be loved on or anything like that. He just wanted to sit in it, I think, for a little bit. But once we were able to get him that guitar, I think he just felt thought of, and it moved him. And so his face is something I will remember forever, for sure. Used guitar. It's a great guitar, nice guitar, but it's used. So yeah, I mean, this used guitar, to your point, meant the world to him.
Yeah, so I'm sure there could be hundreds of stories over the years just like that you just touch kids and help them get through some tough times. But kind of taking it back, I'm always curious how people get involved. There's so many ways and so many areas we can volunteer. How did you get involved with Harris Home?
Yeah. So I was actually in a really dark place in my life of just life wasn't panning out how I had planned. And you get to a point sometimes, I don't know if you've experienced this, Joe, but where you're just sick of yourself and just you want to be outside of yourself and outside of your thoughts. And around that time, I have a good friend, Misty Anderson, who had been involved there for a while and reached out to say, hey, we have a Thanksgiving event. If you want to come and serve these boys and serve alongside me, would love to have you. And so I went up there really with no idea what I was walking into and fell in love with the boys immediately, but also just watching Misty with these boys in particular, of just like this motherly, nurturing energy, and just watching these boys love on her. It kind of struck a chord of like, I can do that. I can be a mom. I don't have a lot of resources, but I can love on somebody. And so it was an art. It was holy to watch, for sure.
I think if we're all being honest, we've all gone through moments like that where we're just, man, I'm not who I want to be. I'm not doing what I want to do, but I don't know where to go. And if you do what you did and just find a way to serve, I guarantee it'll help you find a path forward. So I'm so thankful you found that, and what a great place to do it at Harris Home. So you've probably learned a bunch of lessons over there. I mean, being around teenage boys, you'll learn a lot of things. You know, I've worked with them for a long time. Man, so what's like a big lesson you've learned from serving there?
Yeah, I think the greatest lesson is there is power in showing up. Um, just having a presence. Again, you don't have to bring them or anyone in your life anything, right? Like it's not about what you bring or the gifts or anything like that, but I think just there is power in presence. Obviously not presents, but the other kind, the most important kind. And so just there's power in showing up. And so building relationships with them. And one of the boys the other day, again, I've been more involved lately in like going up there pretty regularly. Before it was just around holidays and stuff like that. And one of the boys thanked me for just coming and just being there. And so I think that's been the greatest lesson for me, is just like, even if when you have nothing to offer, just like your presence is important, and just being consistent and showing up.
Yeah, that means the world. I mean, for
Mm-hmm.
those kids, especially when they've had, I mean, probably some unstable relationships in their lives and things, people not being in their life for, and you show up and you're there consistently, man, that means the world. Um, Harrison's kind of going through a little bit of a tough time right now. So, sheriffs, what are your biggest needs right now?
Yeah. It's really cool to see the movement right now. I would say one of the biggest needs is the gym. So on site, there's a dorm and there's a kitchen area, and that's where they sleep. And then there's an outdoor area, but then there's a really big gym. And the gym actually was closed recently, just because of the condition it was in, by the state. And so there's actually been two men randomly show up in the past couple of weeks that are renovating the entire gym themselves out of the goodness of their own hearts. And so they're funding it and trying to fundraise for it and donating materials and their crew times. One of them is, I'm going to mess this up, but Haley Home Remodeling, and then Leo Capitals. And their names are Jordan and Brandon, but they're doing incredible work, but they need help. They're continuing to fundraise. And so the gym is just so important. These boys have a lot of aggression, not only because of what they've been through, but they're just teenage boys, and they need to get it out. And so they love to play basketball, and they haven't been able to do that inside their gym. And so that's a really big focus right now, and a really big project that's going on up there today.
Got to keep them moving, keep them active, man.
Yes,
You got to wear those
absolutely.
teenagers out for sure.
Absolutely. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great, but they're moving forward with this project and just having total faith that the funding's going to come. And so if someone's looking to get involved and make a difference, that's a great area to start in.
Yeah, shout out to those two. That's awesome, man. I love it. I love when
Yeah.
people just show up and start doing stuff. That's
So
amazing.
I mean, and they did for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
they've
best
done.
way to serve. Yeah. So, what are some other challenges you guys are going through right now?
Yeah. I think again, people showing up consistently, having people to come and build relationships with these boys is huge. But also it's Christmas time. And I know it's a hard time for a lot of people, especially with people being furloughed and things like that. But we are in the process of getting people to sponsor these boys for Christmas. And so they have created wish lists of things that they would love to have. And so we're looking for sponsors for the 24 boys so that we can fulfill those Christmas wish lists. And so there's a sign up sheet, and I have an email that I can share at the end of this call, if someone wants to get involved. But that keeps me up at night a little bit, of just wanting to make sure that they get what they want for Christmas.
We can do that for sure, man. There's 24 boys. We could take care of 24 boys for
That's right.
sure, right?
That's right.
As
It's
a
going to
community,
happen. It's going
yeah,
to
as a
happen.
community, we could do that. If someone's, maybe they're a local business or a church or maybe an individual, how do they get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a private Facebook group, called Volunteers of Harris Home, but there's also an email, which is volunteerharrishome@gmail.com, where they can email. And so there's several projects. There's obviously Christmas going on. We have Christmas celebrations, decorating the dorms, ongoing needs for mentoring, whatever that looks like. If that's a Bible study, if that's career coaching, whatever that looks like, they're hungry for community involvement. One small need, just throwing this out there, if there's a group listening that wants a project, is they want a kitchen table that fits all the boys so that they can gather together and share a meal together. Right now, they can only seat 14 boys at a time. And so to have 24 boys around one long table in their kitchen is certainly a desire. And so there's lots of areas, but if you just shoot an email to that volunteer email address, we can certainly get you plugged in.
Yeah, we'll link that in show notes. We can look at it after you finish this episode. You go in there, just click right on that email right there. So I think a lot of people, they've heard of foster care and they've heard about children in crisis, but I don't think they really understand what that actually means. Can I share what people kind of misunderstand about what's going on there?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that, especially with these boys in their ages, right? Ages 13 through 18 or 19, is that maybe they've seen too much or they've experienced too much. These are some of the most tender-hearted boys I have ever been around. They love my 8-year-old boy and my 9-year-old girl and are super sensitive to them and protect them and are just so sweet. And so I think it's the tenderness that they have despite what maybe they've seen and witnessed. And so, I think they're typical teenage boys with really soft hearts. So I think that's the biggest misconception maybe is just that they're not broken or damaged goods, just because of what they've seen or what they've been through.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, that's just the consistency in showing up. They'll show you that side, right? You show up one day, you might not see it. But
You're not
if you
gonna see
keep
it.
showing
Right.
up, yeah,
Right.
yeah, you keep showing up, you'll see that side. It's in there. It's in there beyond the 6, 7s and all that. It's in
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. The smack talking on the basketball court. But when you sit down and have a conversation and spend some time with them, share a meal with them, and that's something that they love. If anyone is not sure that this is the right spot for them to get involved, I would encourage people like drop off a meal, drop off some cookies, try to coordinate it and just do a drop off and just spend some time around them, and you'll see just that tenderness that many of them hold for sure.
Yeah, so I want to kind of humanize you. People say volunteers. I could probably do that, but you're just a regular mom out
Just a
here in the
regular
world
one.
doing some good work, right? So I want to kind of humanize. So I want to ask you a few rapid fire questions right here.
Okay.
All right, lock in. Here we go.
All right.
So
Ready.
this one's actually an easy one. I think I know the answer, but what's the best local band here in Huntsville?
Best local band. All right. I'm gonna say the Beastie Boys.
Oh,
Not just because I'm engaged to one of them, but they are a fun group. They do Beastie Boy covers, but they also do a lot of hip hop covers. And so if you ever see them play around town, if you're looking for a night just to like have a throwback moment, dance, it's a really good time. So they're great for sure.
yeah, I was fully expecting just to show up and support my friends who are in it. They are amazing. I was
They're
blown
good.
away.
They're
If you get a
actually good.
chance,
Yeah,
oh,
I
they are.
actually had that moment on our first date. My now fiance asked me, he was like, "What's your favorite Beastie Boy song?" And I was like, I know of them, but I don't really know like much about them." And so that was a strike one on my part. But once I heard them play, I kind of fallen in love with them. So they're actually really talented. They're very good.
Sure. They're worth your time. Go check them out. There you go. So, if you could invite anybody in Huntsville to volunteer for a day at Harris Home, who would it be?
Yes, I would say the UAH head basketball coach or the A&M head basketball coach. I would love these boys love basketball. The majority of them love basketball. And it's just again what they do to pass the time a lot of times, like after school. And so I would love to see our community bring some basketball love to them and meet them where they are, maybe challenge them to a game, serve them a meal. And so I would say those two head coaches to get maybe some of their players involved would be awesome.
All right, like the kids say, bet we're gonna make that one happen too. We're gonna make that happen.
I may
Somebody
have
out
left
here.
I have left one of them a couple of voicemails and sent a couple emails. So we'll this now saying this on this podcast, it may be borderline harassment, but we'll see.
Hey, somebody knows them. All right, somebody knows we connect them. We'll make that happen for sure. It'd be fun all around. So we love to support local events and festivals. What's kind of one of your favorite local events or a festival?
Yeah. I really love live music. And so the Orion has been awesome. I'm really thankful for that coming to Huntsville. But event or festival, I think Panoply, it's a classic. My kids love it. I loved going to it as a kid. I'm a Huntsville native. And so Panoply, I just love the arts. And so I really enjoy going to that one.
Here you go, Panoply. It's always on my birthday, so you shout out to Panoply.
Nice.
Yeah,
I had high hopes for Pickle Fest this year, but Panoply still,
I did not make it to Pickle Fest, but you do you. That's you. Okay, so
yeah.
uh, I'm always curious about what's kind of one small act of kindness that makes your day.
Mm. Gosh, I think honestly, just a smile and making eye contact with people. I know that sounds really dumb, but we're all so busy. I feel like our life is just everyone's in a hurry. Everyone has schedules and things we're running to, and we're in our phones constantly. And so to lock eyes with a stranger and just smile, like it goes such a long way of just to remember, like, oh, we're humans here. Like we're people and we're relational and we have that desire for connection. And so I think slowing down and just warm smile of like day to day just passing through goes such a long way.
Yeah, that's why I like to ask that question, because people could do something so small and make someone's day. Hold the door for them, give them a smile, something, a little
Yeah.
compliment. If they see some cool socks, let them know you like their socks. Just
Yeah.
small. You could help them out. But everyone, right? It's kind of a weird world, a little rough for a lot of people. Help them out. Do what you
That's
can. A
right.
little
That's
small
right.
acts of kindness. So, all right. People are saying, I got to get involved. So, where can you locate you guys on the internet, the phone, the social medias? What's the best way to reach you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a volunteer group and we are in contact with Pam. Shout out to Pam. She is one of the directors at Harris Home and very close with the boys. And so we're in constant communication with her about their needs and trying to streamline and set things up for them. And so our email is volunteerharrishome@gmail.com. Email if you want to get involved. We will plug you in. You will be used. And then there's also a Facebook group too, just for ease. But those are the best two ways to get in contact with us for sure.
There you go. I'm gonna come down there and bring some of my guys. I'm gonna get dunked on probably. I'm not a basketball player. I'll
You're
get out there
good.
and set,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
set some screens or something. But we're gonna get A&M, UH, one of those or both. First one there, first come, first serve, right? Hey,
There you
fellas,
go.
let's get a race going.
Let's
New
make a
mayor's
race.
coming.
That's right.
That's it. So, Beth, appreciate you coming on and sharing what you guys are doing. I think people may have heard of Harris Homes. They know exactly what's going on. But now, hey, now that your eyes are open, you know what's going on. You got to help out. You got to pitch in. So we're gonna get that Christmas list taken care of. We're gonna get some basketball going over there. So thank you for what you're doing. Keep up the good work, and just thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Joe. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So if you're listening right now, you got to share this episode. And if you can make those connections, help us make those connections. And if you want to get in there and volunteer, send them an email. They'll get you plugged in. You'll help some kids, and it'll help you on the other end as well. So appreciate you guys listening and tuning in. We'll see you guys next week on the Huntsville Hustle podcast.